What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. It is past the prop time. NBA plays today. 10-game slate. We're finally getting a full slate. I know they only gave us 6 last show, but hey, we're coming back with 10 on this Wednesday slate. Absolutely loaded today. Joined as always by my guy, Stu. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Great morning. Obviously, like you said, 10-game slate kind of surprised me. I was looking at yesterday's games. The parlays were going pretty well. So I'm like, I'll take a look at tomorrow. And like you said, tons of great games to talk about today. We've got an absolutely awesome guest on deck as well with our guy, Joe, right here. So I'm just pumped, man. I'm very excited to be here.
Joe, first time getting your face out on the screen here for Pass the Prop. I know I see you in the comment section all the time. How you doing, man?
Dude, we're having a good time, man. I'm excited to be able to have the opportunity to be on with you guys. You know, I respect both of your work, so it should be a pretty good show.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen a 10-game slate. It has been a while since we've gotten one of those. So really exciting stuff to be popping in here. And yeah, let's take a look at the chat, and then we'll get right on in. We got Jay, first one in there, taking Joe Moneyline. Hey, I already deleted Stu's other comment in there. He's already deleted out of here. Hopefully he'll be back on Friday's show. We don't know. It might just be me on here. So, you guys have any thoughts on this game? We have the Knicks, Miami. I know it's probably not going to be one of our favorite games that's going to come up in a little bit, but do you guys have any thoughts on that one?
I actually wrote the game for the Action Network, so my game guide's out there right now on their website. But I like the Knicks. I think that they're just completely undervalued here. I think the priors on Miami are just what's like sticking, and just the fact that like you look at this team and you're like, oh, they're a playoff tested team. They have Spoelstra, they have Butler, Bam, like Hero, whatever. But like New York is a top 10 team in adjusted net rating. Miami is a bottom 10 team in adjusted net rating. This is I cannot get over this spread. And Miami is like 9-22-2 against the spread as a home favorite. So I think this is just absolutely insane. Like the Knicks I'm just taking the Knicks outright in this spot. I think you can get them at +2, which is nice, but I'd rather just take the plus money on the money line, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so rare, too, that a star player has good history against the Heat, right? We're so used to the Heat being the classic letdown team for opposing stars, especially when you look at guards. But Randall destroys the Heat, despite the fact that you think, like, realistically, they're one of the best equipped teams to actually slow them down. I don't know if it's a mental thing, a personal thing, but Randall loves playing the Heat.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I know his first quarter market's pretty good, actually. I think his points is like 9.5. He's got like 12 and 20 in the 2 games this year against Miami. So definitely a spot I was looking at.
Yeah, Knicks rebound the ball so well as too. I love that addition to Josh Hart. Besides taking money out of my wallet, because I'd be betting on him almost every single game. If he was still on Portland, still he did actually a great addition over there. So obviously, I'm mad that he left and took that money with him, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Spoelstra going down 0-3 on the season to Tom Tibbs.
Let's go.
I just love Tom Tibbs, dude. Him and Nick Nurse are the people we love the most for props. I'll be talking about Mr. Nick Nurse here in a second for one of my props, but you got to love those guys, right? You got to absolutely love those dudes. Just playing those guys 40 minutes. You get a guy injured. Okay, they're just going to play 42. The Stars will just play 42 and we'll be good. So, no bench needed in those games there. Markkanen, I believe, is back. He fully practiced yesterday. I would not be touching this one. I expect probably 26, 27 minutes from Olenek. I probably won't be touching that one at all.
Yeah, that's it. That's a game we need the injury report for sure. Because luckily, I mean, I don't really think about Kelly Olynyk very often, but I know the Discord was all over him last game for that double-double. So I did actually get a little bit of exposure right there. But yeah, if Laurie does play, if it is,
he fully practiced yesterday. So
yeah, it sounds like it then.
Yeah. All right. I don't think we have anything else. All right, let's get to our big screen game of the night. Joe, I know you've seen the show enough. You probably know what we're talking about here. What is that game? Obviously, we can't talk about Miami now, but hey, what is that game that you're excited to watch tonight?
Honestly, I'm very excited for. I know Stu's Wizards are playing tonight, but the game that I'm really excited for is the Suns and the Lakers tonight. That game, it's basically a pick'em. And I lean the Lakers on the money line, honestly. I think that they've been better over the last 2 weeks. And this is going to kind of lead me into one of my props that I love. but I like Anthony Davis over 25.5 points. I just don't understand how the Suns are going to stop him. Like Ayton's not playing. Obviously, you don't have Kevin Durant, who's like lengthy. You know, he can kind of defend the interior a bit as well. But like, I don't know who is stopping Davis tonight, because it's certainly not going to be Bismack Biyombo. I can tell you that.
Hey, Jock Landale, bro. They got Jock Landale over there, bro.
Dude, that's just going to be a bloodbath, I think. I just don't see it. I think the line is too low. DraftKings, you can get it at 25.5 points. I've seen this at 26.5. And I really think that I could see him having a ceiling game. He had 37 earlier this season without LeBron against the Suns. Wouldn't surprise me for him to score 30 points tonight either.
Yeah, no, I love that spot. I mean, hey, it's AD, baby. It's AD in a primetime game right there. And for me, for my favorite game of the day, I kind of went to the other chalk game as well. I mean, hey, we all love it. Spurs versus the Bucks, baby. Favorite game of the day, 18 point. No, I'm just joking. No, but absolutely, I would hope, even you're the biggest Bucks fan, you got the poster behind you. I would hope that game doesn't even touch the TV tonight, because that's going to be absolutely brutal. I will go with the chalk Warriors Mavs, especially if we get a Luka sighting as well tonight. I think that'll be
he's in.
He's supposed to play. Yeah,
confirmed. Awesome. Yeah. Minutes limit, or do we not know yet?
I would assume
Maybe
he probably does. But
what's it going to be, like 25 at the low end?
Yeah, he's still going to run 30 full minutes out. That's a limited game.
He's got, you already know he's got like an extra 10 pounds he's got to burn off by the playoffs now too. So like, he's going to play.
It's like when Steph Curry had the minutes limit in his first game back and he played 32 minutes. It's like that, I guess, is a minutes limit for Luka. You know, maybe 3 or 4 less than the total, but he'll be out there.
Yeah, no, I unfortunately can't take the Bucks one. I guess you could if you wanted just to see if they score 150, because they might actually score 150 on these dudes. Like I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, they're sitting dudes just to rest them at this point. If they bring back Vassell and Keldon, dude, like still, I don't even think it's gonna like. Again, who's gonna slow down Giannis? Keldon Johnson's playing that same position over there. I mean, you're gonna bring out the guy we literally just got rid of, Sandro.
Revenge game. That's what I was getting for.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Sandro's gonna get murdered if he goes up. If he tries to play in this game, he's gonna get murdered. He just was on the Bucks and he couldn't even sniff the floor for 2 minutes the whole season. So
what you're saying, hey, because he cashed a ticket for me yesterday. I'm a big fan.
Didn't you have him the other time and he didn't cash it for you?
I wasn't there that day.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I don't care about those people. That wasn't me. What I want to know is he's been studying Giannis all these years on the bench over there. He knows how he plays. He's going to shut him down tonight, baby. Bet is over.
If he guards Giannis, I would take him to score 50. If he actually does guard Giannis, it'd be 50 piece. And then if Portis comes in there and just throws that bow and breaks his nose. I didn't even get to my play yet. I didn't even get to the actual game. I'm going to go to I want to see the Cat sighting, right? They got Atlanta versus Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns is back. What's it been, 50-plus games since he's played? So I'm excited to see that. I want him to kind of get into that playoff mode here. I'm really excited to see that. Obviously, Trae Young coming off a back-to-back. Curious how that's going to go. Maybe we see a DeJounte Murray sighting after sitting out last night's game. So I think we could see a pretty fun matchup there. I took Edwards in their last game when they matched up in Atlanta, and he obviously cashed that ticket in like the first half for me. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to that just because Karl Anthony Towns is back, but I do think that's going to be a really good game, only a 4-point spread.
Sorry, I was just going to say that's a great game. I'm super pumped to see Cat, come back in this one, how this team works, because it felt like they were finally getting a little comfortable as well, too, before that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I thought it was interesting that he got ruled in and the spread didn't move. So the spread stayed at like the 4.5. So I'm wondering exactly how much time he's going to play, and maybe it kind of messes with the mojo a bit. Like, it's tough. They were really struggling with the spacing with him and Gobert on the floor at the same time. So I'm curious to see what they kind of figure out to do.
Yeah, dude, I just still hope they give Naz 20 minutes. That dude is so damn good, bro. So good. I love Naz Reid, man. That dude helped me win a lot of money over on DK these last couple months.
Yeah, just run him at the 3.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. I said just he's a top 10 player when he gets those 30 minutes, bro. Look at his numbers. It's crazy. He's dropping like 28 and 10. It's crazy.
They got to keep him in slow-mo in the rotation.
Yeah, dude. Kyle Anderson, man. Hey, let's just give a shout out to Torian Prince because he'll never have a game like that again in his entire life. That was fucking nuts, dude. 8 for 8 from 3. That guy's bummed, dude, and he freaking just cooked. He was like the top DK scorer of the day at 3K flat, and he just goes crazy. I'm like, what is going on? And I look, he has like 28 points in the third quarter. I'm like, is Edwards dead? Like, I mean, obviously I know he was out, but my God, that was just wild. All right, let's take a look here. Jay's got a couple questions. I know we kind of touched on that game. Do you either one of you guys have a thought on 6.5 for Curry there? I know it's high. That's really high for Curry, but
it's really high.
This game's gonna be pretty interesting in terms of just like the pace here. The Warriors obviously want to run it up.
I don't know. I don't really have a lean like one particular way or not, but I do think that the pace should probably slow down with Luka back. So I'd imagine that's not like the best matchup for Curry. Like if he has to defend him or anything, maybe he gets into a little foul trouble. I would probably lean the under, but it's like one of those like uncomfortable spots for sure.
Yeah. Ooh, 6.5 feels a little. That doesn't feel like a Curry number right there. That feels like a power forward number. I know Curry obviously can be very consistent. What I would just say is I assume they're going to do exactly what every team does with their star player when they play the Mavs. They just say, go stand in the corner next to Reggie Bullock because we know he's going to touch the ball like 4 times and they're all going to be spot up threes. And it really limits their defensive effort. So if he is going to be in the corner with Reggie Bullock all game, then I don't really want to actively take him on the boards unless, like you said, the game gets sped up. But with Luka in the game, I think it's probably going to be a little slower. So probably a pass for me.
Yeah, I looked already at Draymond and Kayvon are probable, so I'd assume they're playing. If either one of them miss, maybe it's a spot of sprinkling here. But, I mean, you need some more information there, at least on my end, to be back in something like that. That's so many rebounds for Curry. I know he's a good rebounding guard, but that's tough.
Seems a little steep.
All right, Stu, we already talked about the Laker game. We got the first pick out for Joe. I'm going to throw yours out there as well since you have a Laker spot again as well here. So I'm going to put that up here, and we'll get it going.
Yeah, no, it actually correlates pretty good with what Joe was saying right there with Anthony Davis. I love that overplay right there. I'm going Jared Vanderbilt under 17 points, rebounds, and assists on the other end. What we always talk about with why we like these overs is you kind of have a guy that can contribute in any category and really blow up. We kind of have the exact opposite effect right here where Vanderbilt just the other day had a 10 rebound game. And how do you follow that up? 2 points. You know what I mean? He's not one of those guys that is consistently putting up stats across multiple different I guess game logs, right? When you look at what's happened without or with Anthony Davis and without LeBron James, he's now been under in 5 of his last 6 coming in. He's only played more than 30 minutes in one of those games. We've seen multiple 20-minute games now. And when we do see him in this game, I think he's going to be tasked with arguably one of the most important things, which is guarding Devin Booker, right? He is their best defensive player, especially out on the perimeter. He is a little bit of a bigger player, natural, forward, but they have that versatility where he's out there guarding the opponent's best player most of the time. So when he is out there, I don't think he's going to be grabbing boards. We've seen Anthony Davis absolutely demolish on the board so far this season. He's going to be out there guarding Vanderbilt, put in these tough transition spots, which obviously takes a lot of effort. It decreases your rebounding chances. And it's not like he's a talented scorer. We're not getting there from threes. He's arguably not going to take a 3 this game, right? The chances of that are pretty low itself. So he's got to get there the hard way. He's got to get there in the paint. I don't think he's going to be an offensive priority in this game. It's more about what he can provide for this team on defense. I don't think he can string enough points, rebounds, and assists together to get to the over, especially if he's only in that 23, 24-minute range. So I like Jared Vanderbilt under 17.5 PRA in this one.
Love it. Love it. Give me everybody but
you like taking these guys. Perfect. All right, I'm going to be going to my boy. We just talked about our boy Nick Nurse. I'm going over to him in a matchup tonight against the Pacers. I'm going Fred VanVleet over 28.5 points plus assists here. Obviously, the Scotty Barnes news is important, but I don't think it's going to be a make or break here. Obviously, if they sit Scotty Barnes, obviously had the wrist injury, they went to get it x-rayed and stuff, and he sat out that whole second half. We could see some 40-minute plus from Fred VanVleet here. And also, I wanted to talk about just how good Siakam was at the start of the season. I think that was because Fred VanVleet wasn't fully healthy, right? You're starting to see Fred VanVleet now become the actual facilitator, right? You're seeing him way over in potential assists over Siakam. Siakam's still sitting at about 10. But you go to Fred VanVleet, he's sitting at 15 over his last 10 games. And I think you're starting to see fully healthy VanVleet. We just seen him absolutely crush this number in back-to-back games with an 11 assist and a 7 assist game. We even seen him pop off and get a 36-point game against Denver last week. So 3-point ball has fallen here. I actually think that I don't think Barnes plays personally. And I mean, what more can he ask for? Playing against the Pacers, they're bottom 5 in assists allowed. They're bottom 5 in points. They're bottom 10 in field goal percentage. Like pretty much everything you want in a defense here against a point guard. I'm going to be taking Fred VanVleet to absolutely cook these guys. I know it sucks too. I'm talking shit on your boy TJ McConnell's defense here. But I'm going to take Fred VanVleet's offense over TJ's defense about 10 days a week. That's what we're going here. I love Fred VanVleet in this one.
Yeah, it's so annoying how long we've been doing this show because I was so ready to fire up that TJ McConnell is going to lock him down, but you actually beat me to the punch right there. And unfortunately, I do have to agree with you. There's definitely a physical mismatch when McConnell will be out there, but I like this. It's the exact opposite.
A very nice way of saying it, too. You said it very nicely there.
Oh, of course. I know TJ's watching right now. I'm not trying to make an enemy. We love TJ McConnell on this show, okay? Definitely friend of the Pass the Prop universe out there. But what I did want to say is the exact opposite of my play, right? Where I'm not comfortable in Vanderbilt to kind of supplement a bad shooting day with an outstanding rebounding day or vice versa. But Fred VanVleet can have 13 points and he can realistically get you, 15 assists in a game. Like it's not crazy. So the fact that you can kind of bank on the assists, you can bank on the points, and you have the Pacers matchup on the other end who, I mean, the Pacers are kind of going through the motions at this point. It's not like their rim protection is like anything to be scared of whatsoever. So I do like the VanVleet angle right here.
Yeah, love it. And I think Halliburton and Duarte both are questionable, so maybe they play. If they play, that probably helps the offensive output realistically for both teams. So I definitely like this, and I think there's only more upside because that means just a little less McConnell.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. And I think that Halliburton might play. I heard Duarte I thought was going to play last game, and he just didn't come through there. I know Mathurin did play last game. And shout out to Aaron Neesmith for absolutely just following every 3 seconds. Shout out him because that hurt me. But yeah, I think that Halliburton would be in here. And I just saw that Gary Trent now questionable like 30 minutes ago with an elbow. Like, when did that happen?
Yeah,
like,
really
what the hell, dude? So I mean, I guess less the better here. But I mean, I would love to take over under 40 and a half minutes on Siakam and VanVleet in this one because I'd be hammering that over here if Trent does sit too.
Oh yeah, that's Nick Nurse, baby. How do we replace Gary Trent? You don't. More Fred VanVleet minutes. And we'll throw Chris Boucher in there for a nice 15 to get some blocks as well.
15 might be pushing it.
Bro, I don't even get it though, because like they just straight supple or just take a guy and they fill him right in, right? Like when we had their center was out for what, a couple weeks there. They just literally just threw Achua in there and you're like, all right, you're the new starting center, you're playing 35 minutes. All right, let's go. Like, it's just wild to me. There's just no rotation in there at all. So
just doesn't care.
Both of them miss. It's going to be crazy.
It's awesome.
All right, a couple questions here coming through here. I can talk about the Dame spot. I did take Damian Lillard over points there in this one, 36.5. No Grant, no Simons. I mean, oh, man. And Kessler or Walker Kessler looked fantastic again defensively in their last game. Dude, Walker Kessler's on one right now, dude. So I would be leaning more towards rebounds on Nurkic, and I'd probably stay away from the points.
I was just going to say, actually, Nurkic under points was almost one of my spots for this show as well. I was looking very closely. I kind of wanted to do a little alt-line thing and mess around with it a little bit more, but I do really like that under. Kessler's a great stylistic matchup when you think of, he's not one of those centers that's going out on the perimeter, but that's perfect. Nurkic, we know where he's scoring all of his points. It's right under the basket. That's where Kessler's going to be all day long. So it's kind of like we always say, taking the path of least resistance. It's going to be the guards. The guards are going to go off. Is Talon Horton-Tucker locking down anybody on the other side? I don't think so. So I agree with the way you're thinking 100%. I like the Dame over and I like the Nurkic under in this spot.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. And honestly, when Dame plays, Nurkic scoring goes down. So it's been one of those like weird spots where he's really kind of struggled to find his stride. So I think the under is definitely the play, 100%.
All right, our guy in here popping in talking about Okogie at plus money. I mean, that's got to be music to your ears. I know, Joe, I think, did you cash on him? Was it a couple weeks ago? Or was it somebody else I saw post on Okogie? It might have been.
I don't think it was me. I've definitely played some weird 3-point guys though, but Okogie was not one of them.
100%. Yeah, my Discord loves Okogie, so I'm sure all those guys watching right now are fired up about the plus money on the threes. It's tough for me. He's such a good defensive player that he's just kind of been locked into that box in my head. But if he keeps getting the volume, if he keeps taking 5 to 6 threes, then yeah, I mean, these are going to probably keep cashing. So I really can't blame anyone for playing this at plus money tonight.
Not at all.
Wow. Sorry, because this was who I was thinking of. I was thinking of Holiday. Prop Holiday always would play Okogie, so that's who I was thinking of there.
Got it.
Bringing on those. I seen this guy getting some love as well today. Been getting quite a few minutes. He's getting the run. Obviously, looking at these last couple games, he got in foul trouble and blowouts. We've been seeing him around 30 to 32 minutes. Jakob Poeltl in that same Toronto game. Either one of you guys, points, rebounds, anything sticking out to you in that game, or you just kind of sitting off of Jakob here?
I feel like it would be a good spot for his points against Indiana. If he scored 21 against Indiana earlier in the season, obviously different teams, slightly different like matchups, rotations, etc. But in theory, it should be a good matchup for him. But it's just always a matter of like, what are we going to see out of Toronto, and then like, is this going to get out of hand maybe a little bit too fast?
And two, even the fourth quarter rotations have been a little annoying. Poeltl sometimes gets a weird fourth quarter. Like you think you're good, you're only 4 points away or 4 points of rebounds, and then suddenly he's sitting and they're going with that small ball. So if Gary Trent is out, because that's surprisingly enough, that's the direct correlation in minutes. When we see Gary Trent out, they're much less likely to go small ball, but when we see him in, they're very likely to go small ball at times. So if he's actually ruled out with this kind of mystery injury report, then I'll like Poeltl even more because we'll know his minutes are a little bit more locked in.
Yeah. I'm surprised too, looking at his past performance chart. In his last 10 games, he's landed on 14 exactly 3 times. So it's kind of one of those, like, it feels right, but like maybe this is just like a touch too high, you know?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up there too is I looked at that rotation in the second half after the Scotty Barnes injury, and Gary Trent played 21 of the 24 second half minutes. That he just straight replaced Scotty Barnes. So if they sit him and Barnes is out, like I don't know who else you'd even go to. I can't imagine they're playing double big in there at all against Indiana here. So just something I thought I'd bring up because I know I was looking at him like, dude, Gary Trent, I didn't even see him come off the floor, dude, like at all. So, yeah, definitely a good spot there for sure. Oh, gosh. Han's already getting into that Miami game. All right, let's go. I'm just going to flip it over to you, Joe, because they're already kind of talking about a little bit correlated with your play there. I want to get that out of there so you can give them some more insight on it.
All right, yeah, so I really like this spot. In 13 games, Bam has played alongside Kevin Love. He's actually gone under this line in 10 of them. This is a bad matchup for him, I think, stylistically against the New York Knicks, who, since Mitchell Robinson returned from injury, is the 4th best team in terms of rebounding percentage just overall. Look, the Knicks also, their offense has been a lot better, a lot more makes, so that's going to be a little bit more difficult, I think, for Bam to grab some boards. But the other thing is with Kevin Love in the lineup, he's only averaging 7 rebounds per game compared to 9.9 prior to the acquisition of Kevin Love in those games without Love. So I think that this is one of those spots where I'm not even sure like who he's going to cover for New York, because like you don't really need Bam on Mitchell Robinson, which kind of takes him out of the paint then, because it means he's probably going to cover a little bit of Randall. He might cover Brunson. Maybe, you know, he has that multifaceted ability on defense to cover really anybody. But I do think that that's going to wind up taking him out of the picture defensively, especially from like out from under the rim. So I think that this spot, I think the line is just too high. And I think we're starting to see more juice kind of pour in on this under. And I think I saw 1.7.5 in the market at plus money now. But I think it's important with this particular prop. I think you want that 8.5. I'd rather take the 8.5 at a little bit of juice than play the 7.5. I think you're starting to get into a danger zone where it's just like, if there's like a little bit of a cold stretch, you can rack up like 4 boards all at once.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love this spot right here. I've been I don't want to say a Bam hater because I definitely acknowledge how great he is in real life, but just from the betting standpoint, right? I never bet overs on Bam, especially rebounds, because exactly what you said, he's the most versatile defensive center we have in the NBA. He can switch 1 through 5 better than any single person that at his position in the league. So when you have a guy with that ability, why wouldn't you take advantage of that, right? Why would you prioritize the rebounding right there when he's playing excellent defense on all the opposing players? So like you said, Randall's been fire against this team in the past. He's going to be needed out there. They're going to be sending plenty of help. I think it'll take away from all the boards. So I love this spot. I'll definitely be tailing.
Love it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, definitely. You don't have many guys who can switch 1 through 5, and obviously he's one of the very few who can do that. Terrence is bringing up another question here in this game. Is this a spot where you're looking at Randall at all, or is this a complete pass because Bam has been such a good defender throughout? It's just a tough spot because obviously it's just going to be such a slow game environment, but the past games give you such – you just want to bet it, right? Because you just look at the past game logs, you're like, oh damn, he's good against these guys. Throw it in something, So is there a thought on either side here?
I think it's tough. Like Randall's kind of one of those guys. Like if whenever he plays really well, he's like, give me the ball. I'm shooting the ball. I'm going to shoot the ball a million times. Like I think honestly, if you take Randall, you should take a first quarter line for him because I think we know his minutes are really consistent in the first quarter. He's going to play like almost 12 minutes, like almost a full first quarter. And that means he's going to probably get some bench minutes against Miami as well. Like I would lean towards like some sort of combo, maybe of him with like 8 points or 9 points, and then like a rebound prop there or something like that. Maybe to get the juice down. That's kind of what I would think for Randall, just because when Randall, like you guys know, we see it. Whenever he plays well, like he starts the next game off, he's going to shoot at least 4 threes in the first quarter. Like there's not a doubt in my mind. So that I think that but I do like the matchup probably better for Brunson just overall. But I think that Randall's going to get his shots.
It's hard with how good the Knicks are looking, kind of picking the overs in this game right now where so many guys are capable. I agree with you, though. And it's funny, too. I remember you can even just go back 2 months on my page and see I was betting Randall 5 first quarter points, and now it's double that, right? They clearly kind of know that he's one of those guys. He comes out absolutely hot. He's looking to get that shot. And even if he doesn't get it going, maybe cool it down and maybe hit a live bet for the second half because he'll be ready to come out fired in the second half. He's definitely got that kind of Kobe-esque mentality to him where it's like, just keep on chucking him.
Yeah, 100%. No shame.
Absolutely. I looked at his score. I wasn't watching the game, their last game, and dude had like 54 DK points. Dude had 50 like actual points in the game, or like 40 something points a game. I'm like, dude had like 1 rebound, 1 assist through 3 quarters and 50 points. I'm like, dude, you're like 6'10", dude. Just go. How do you not grab a rebound?
It's
dude just
insane.
sits on the outside, just goes like this. All right, time to play offense. Let's go. He only
grabs rebounds if he knows that he can like start ripping off a solo fast break or he gets a putback. Like that's it.
Hey, you got to respect it. Hey, yeah, I was looking at Hart rebounds. It'll probably find a way to my card just because I got a soft spot for him. So, you got to get there. This is the spot Terrence kind of cooked up there. 8 first quarter points with 2 rebounds is -110 on DK. And I think that's probably a better way to approach it with how he is in that first quarter, definitely.
Yeah, love that. Maybe you compare like the Randall first quarter points with some Josh Hart rebounds, honestly, because I know like he's been super consistent lately. So maybe that's an angle.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, Stu, let's head over to your second play here.
Yeah, we're getting away from the unders a little bit, back to back with the Vanderbilt, the Bam. We got a lot of big guys going under. Right now, we're going with Jokic over 35.5 points plus rebounds, -125 over on BetMGM. They have by far the best prices on Jokic right now. Well, a lot of the market is kind of moving up a point already. This obviously does sound like a high number. But we got to remember, with a guy like Jokic, this is 24 points and 12 rebounds, which is absolutely not an insane stat line. We're right This is 1 point under his season average, 1 point under his last 10 average. So he's playing pretty good basketball coming in. But what I absolutely love is the matchup against my Wizards, who unfortunately can't defend a center to change their lives. Or sorry, to, you know what I mean. Whatever.
Save.
Yeah, thank you. There we go. Saving the line right there. But yeah, they have absolutely been terrible. I've done Aiden on the show multiple times against the Wizards. The key for me is really the ability to score from outside of the direct paint. And I'm not talking about like threes. You do not need to be a 3-point shooter whatsoever to beat the Wizards. You just need to be able to hit that slight mid-range, that just out of the restricted area little floater, because we know the deep drop Porzingis plays, he's not getting out of that. That's his spot. He's going to sit there. It's tougher for driving guards that want to score on the move because Porzingis can come swatted. But any center that can establish their location right there and get those easy buckets, it's just an awesome spot. And we talk about offensive rebounds too, getting plenty of minutes versus both Gafford and Porzingis right there. I think he'll have at least 3-4 offensive rebounds that could lead to putbacks right here. The biggest concern for me, even though the spread is pretty close, I would say it's just blowout in general. The Nuggets are definitely a much better team than the Wizards. I love the points rebounds angle right here because I do see a game where maybe only drops 20 points, but we see the 16 rebounds come up, right? We see him absolutely destroy Gafford and Porzingis down on the boards. But I'm personally thinking that Washington does play a pretty competitive game right here. I think it actually ends up being a fairly close game. And I think Jokic should soar over this number right here. So I love Jokic in this matchup. Like I said, most centers that can score from that mid-range area, that can establish their position down low and then destroy on the offensive boards, is someone I'm going to be taking against Washington. Jokic clearly fits that mold. So we're running it right back. Scored, 43 in their first matchup earlier. Hopefully he just gets it done for us early and does that again.
Yeah, I'd like having the ability to pop off in both categories. I know we talk about that every single time. You could definitely see a 15 to 18 rebound game in this spot. And obviously, you also could easily drop 30 in this one as well on the points end. So I don't hate it. I know you don't like fading your Wizards that much, but hey, go grab it.
No, I like it. Anytime you can bet against Porzingis, sign me up.
And like the crazy thing too, if you look, I know Joe, you like the advanced metrics and stuff like that. Porzingis rates out as like a really good defender by a lot of these metrics, but it's exactly what he stands in the paint and he doesn't move. So if you're challenging him in that specific spot, like a lot of guards that'll be driving, he does affect your shot. I think Anthony Edwards called him like the scariest person to drive against in the league, but that's like one skill set that he's able to negate. Every other center in the league can just bash this guy if you're
destroy him. Yeah, I mean, like Jokic's last couple games against them, he's got like 29-13, 35-16. Like he's destroying him. Like I like the spot. I think you're right. The line's just a little low.
Mm-hmm.
Another game with no Kuzma again as well, so obviously gives you more chances there. I know some of those offshores don't offer points rebounds. Is PRA a spot you like too?
Yeah, I like PRA, and I do like it at 36.5 too. If the line did move up for you right there, I do think that's a good angle. But I do like PRA. I think the assist is always a good. I'm just worried Washington might slow the pace down a little bit. I'm not sure if it's like a pace up spot where they're going to be running in transition as much. But he's almost. I mean, he's like what -115 for a triple double. Like it's kind of hard to argue against that right here. And I like what my guy Jay's thinking like me, 20 points, 11 rebounds, same game parlay. I can't lie. I'm very jealous that you came up with that. That's a slick little way to play it right there. I definitely like that angle as well if you're looking for a different substitute.
Yeah, like that a lot.
Yeah, Chef Jeff talking about that. I know they play each other next week. I think they play each other early next week. Embiid, Jokic. I know.
Just bet Embiid. It's his Super Bowl. It's his fucking Super Bowl, man.
And
Jokic, just bet it.
Dude,
all overs, whatever you can get.
I always think it's funny, dude, too, because it's like they care more about this than it will be in the playoffs, right? They're gonna have to play Boston, bro. If you're the 2 seed, you're playing Boston in the semis, man. That's tough. Those two are just gonna beat each other up, dude. That's gonna be. It's good for my Bucks. I need the Bucks to continue to win here and get that 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean, I think that honestly, the way the market's moving on these futures is just bizarre, like especially with the awards, because there's really no like reason for the move, in my opinion, besides like liability. And like when we get this straw poll that comes out for Bontemps, probably like soon, I think his last update comes out soon. I'm very curious to see like where this goes, because Embiid was like a fairly distant third in the last one. It was Jokic, then Giannis, and then Embiid. So I'm very curious to see if those people that were like actual voters and not just like us on Twitter, just, like being like, oh, like this guy's awesome or like whatever. It's like, I want to see what that comes out as, because I think that's going to dictate it a lot more than like whatever we're seeing here. So obviously if Embiid is the favorite then and gets the number one votes, then like he's probably going to win. But if it's still similar to what it's been, then like that means the resistance is significant to wanting to give it to Embiid. And there's still a big look at like the advanced metrics, and even a guy like Giannis, who's on the 1 seed without really a healthy Chris Middleton all year.
Oh yeah. Hey, you're talking my language there. I like to hear that. So
and two, like I think the funniest stat I've seen out of all this argument, right? Because we've seen so many people on both sides just argue about this MVP. Jokic is like lapping the rest of the league in kick balls. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, and everybody thinks that's like a huge deal. Like, what does it matter, bro?
No, it's not a huge deal. It just reminded me of me, right? If we're running the rec league pick, I'm not diving for it. I'm throwing my foot out there, hoping it connects and just move on to the next play. But just the fact that he's like destroying the rest of the league in kick balls was just the best stat that's come out of this argument by far.
Just leave it to like the guy that likes soccer too. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I think we have both of our plays in the same game here, Joe. I'll kick it off with my last one. I believe yours is in the same game as well. I'm going to Kevin Porter Jr., baby. I'm going to over 11.5 rebounds and assists. This man is a fan of the show, bro. He is a fan of the show. Every time we take him, this man just decides, hey, it's a pop-off game, and let's do it again here. I am so like blown away by how many minutes him and Jalen Green play, even when they're getting blown out. They're getting absolutely blown out of half these games. This man's played 38 minutes in 5 straight games. These dudes I think they lost by 15 to the Warriors, still playing 38 minutes. He hasn't hit this number in 3 straight games, which is a little bit concerning, but he hit it in back-to-back games prior to that. The numbers are there to get it done. Just got to have the teammates make the shots, right? We're looking at over the last 10 games, 13.1 potential assists for Kevin Porter Jr., sitting around 9 rebounding chances in these games as well. Should be a lot of threes chucked up in this game. We're going to see a lot of pace, obviously, from the Memphis side. I'm curious how they bring Ja Morant back there. I know it's a huge spread, but you still have no Dylan Brooks over there either. Maybe we only see Ja Morant play a little bit. I know he said that I'm okay with coming off the bench. If that happens, maybe we get this game staying close for the first 3 quarters and we get those full 38 to 40 minutes from Kevin Porter Jr. I love this pace of this game. I love the total of this game. Obviously, it's going to be in his hands a lot of the time. Obviously, he's the one kicking it to Jalen Green for him to shoot those 37 shot attempts that he's going to have today. And I think Stu mentioned it in the last game when we talked about the Warriors versus Houston. These are the games where these young guys want to show out. These coaches want to win these games, right? These are young guys. These are the guys you're building your future around. You got to give them the time. You got to let them ride, right? You're just going to let them go and say, hey, do your thing. I'm not going to run any plays. Just go. Just play basketball here. And you got Sengun, obviously. You saw Jabari Smith play 39 minutes last game. Like, they're taking these dudes and they're just throwing them out there. Let's go. And this is a fun type of game, fun environment here. Obviously, no Steven Adams, I think, is really going to help out with the rebounding chances for him. Obviously, Steven Adams doesn't move. And you can't move him either. So, I mean, this is a way better chance. I'll take KPJ going up against Jaren Jackson on the rebounding versus trying to get one over Steven Adams. So, obviously, a ton of assist opportunities in this game. Should see a lot of fast break opportunities as well. And hopefully his shot is falling so the defenders have to come out so he can get some kickouts as well. So, love this spot. I'm obviously a very big Kevin Porter Jr. fan. Hopefully he can come through again for us.
Dude, I'm with you on the pace, though, and I think that there should be plenty of opportunities really for both teams. And the spot that I'm targeting in this game is I'm looking at Desmond Bane over 3.5 assists. Part of why I really like this is, look, the Grizzlies are going to win this game. Like, I don't have like any doubts in my mind that they will win this game. And in wins this season with Ja Morant, Bane has gone over this line in 17 of 23 games. So I think that this is just, it's not properly adjusted based on the fact that, you know, he's had 2 down assist games over the last 2 games. So this is a spot where I think that even if Morant's limited, like let's say he plays 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, those are going to be high usage minutes for Ja, where they're going to want to get him the ball. He's going to want to get his shots, and they're going to try to like get him into a rhythm, get the team back going. Because the last thing Ja Morant and the Grizzlies need is Ja to come back and have like a bad game, and then people are like, what do we need him for? Like, like that type of, like, obviously we know like they need Ja Morant, but like, I think this is going to be a spot where Bane is looking to dish to kind of set up Ja. He's going to get plenty of his own shots because Dylan Brooks not like shooting the air out of the ball today. So, like I think he'll get his own opportunities and they'll let Bane kind of facilitate this offense in those minutes with Ja Morant. So I love the spot at over 3.5. And, like I said, 17 of 23 in wins with Ja Morant. I think it's just a great spot.
Yeah, no, I love that angle right here. Bane still will serve as that secondary playmaker, whether it's Tyus Jones or Ja Morant leading the charge. It's still Bane as that secondary facilitator on the team. So it really doesn't matter who's taking over at guard, but obviously reduced Ja Morant minutes is good for this bet no matter what. Yeah. I think it's pretty clear that they're not going to be playing him the full allotment of time given everything that's been said. And yeah, they're doing pretty fine without him. That was the big narrative last year, if you remember on Twitter, what they were like 13-1 without.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, hey, Tyus Jones, we love him over here. He's been great to us. So nothing against him. He'll be a Wizard one day. We definitely got some faith right there. But I do like this angle right here with Bane assist. I didn't get to speak on the Kevin Porter Jr. one. I like that spot as well. I wouldn't say he's a friend of the show. Okay, he's cashed a couple of tickets for us. I know you're watching right now. I'll be at your game in Shanghai next year. No worries, Kevin.
Hey, bro, this boy got to drop a triple-double now, bro.
No, he can drop a triple-double. That doesn't stop. He's still terrible at basketball. Like, he's so annoying to watch.
He fits just exactly what the Rockets do, though. That's what they do.
It's perfect. Yeah. It's perfect for this bet, too. Like, I fully believe that the bet is going to win. I wanted to make my position that Kevin Porter, he's going to be great on the Sharks next year.
Are you a Jalen Green hater then, too, or what?
Yes. That whole team should just be banned from the NBA. Oh, my God. We should just let the Grizzlies' second team, when fully healthy, just take their spot and watch, like, Brandon Clark and Tyus Jones play good fundamental basketball every week, because I'm tired of
Silas would mess it up anyway. You know that. Like, Silas would mess the whole thing up no matter who was playing.
Fair.
I'm gonna make a bold call here on this Desmond May one. I'm calling that I'm calling at least 4 of the assists are going to Luke Kennard in the corner for Trey, because I'm playing him tonight DFS. He's getting a play tonight. I'm hoping he hits all 4 threes for you. So it's just nice, easy cash there.
Let's go. No discrepancies on those assists either. Those are all catch and shoot.
Oh, dude, Kennard is sitting like this the whole game, and if you hit him in the pocket, it's a swish, dude.
He's barely even has the ball.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him dribble in like 3 games. So hey, but he's still scoring like 12 points. So
that's what we love.
That's a stat I want to know. Who's the bottom of the league in dribbles per game that play over like 30 minutes that just do stand there, and like PJ Tucker has got to be top of the league, right? The guy doesn't touch the ball most games.
I'd say Duncan Robinson, when he actually got minutes, had to be there. Like there's a couple guys like that.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna throw Sengun to China. You're gonna throw KJ Martin, dude.
I didn't say the whole team.
Yes, you did. You said we're throwing the whole Houston Rockets team over there and bringing in Memphis.
Well, that was more of just a general statement. I wanted to be clear that Kevin Porter Jr. will be playing for the Shanghai Sharks next year. The rest of the team, I like Sengun. We love Sengun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you just sent that whole team over there, dude.
No,
like,
I mean, the whole team just kind of sucks.
KJ Martin at least can do cool dunks, you know.
But hey, that's okay. That's fair. I like the dunks. I can't hate. It's mostly Jalen Green and Kevin Porter.
Stu, how many games?
Those guys out. Then
how many plasma screen games have I played this year that have had the Houston Rockets involved with them? Because they're just fun. Hey, they're better for ratings than me watching a 99-99 game in Philadelphia after overtime. The first overtime was done. It was 99-99, dude. Like, what the hell?
That's fair. That is fair.
I'd rather watch this and them get 20 balled, but at least I'm having fun doing it. That's all I'm saying. All right, leaders in zero dribble stats. Thank you there. We got Laurie, Clay, and Vucevic. Okay,
that makes sense.
Okay,
that does check out.
Is that just the pick and roll?
I would assume it's just picking pops. I would assume picking pop threes.
Interesting. Clay makes a lot of sense. Clay's not dribbling. He's putting them up there. One shot. Oh,
this is tough though, because Giannis can one dribble from like the other free throw line and get there, and he'll be fine, dude. That's why this is very misleading, because I've seen so many games where Giannis gets Brook Lopez grabs the ball, one pass out to Giannis, one dribble from half court, and he dunks it. So it's like that counts as a one dribble shot.
Like the one dribble is 4 steps, and then there's a Euro step that they give him an extra step on, and it's just like it's ridiculous.
I was gonna say, we also got to remember Giannis is allowed to travel. Like it says in the handbook somewhere that refs are just allowed to let him take as many steps as he wants. So
yeah,
a little bit of an exception right there. But shout out Giannis, we love him.
Yeah, that's just what he's thinking. Beautiful, beautiful. Stu, I still don't have a long shot from you, so let's do a recap here. We'll recap all the plays, and then I have mine posted here. I got Joe's, and you'll give me yours in a second. But let's do a recap here. We'll start with you, Stu.
Perfect. And they actually just put my long shot second leg up, so I'm glad about that. We're going Jared Vanderbilt under 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Half a unit minus 113. And then we are going with Jokic over 35.5 points plus rebounds minus 125. I'm good with 36 as a number. Or if you do have the same game parlay app, I like that 20 points, 11 rebounds combo that Jay said as another alternative as well.
Beautiful. We'll kick it over to you, Joe, here for yours.
All right. So I've got Bam under 8.5 rebounds. I've got Anthony Davis over 25.5 points, and Desmond Bane over 3.5 assists rather. And for my long shot, we're going to get a little bit of plus money on Anthony Davis, 30 plus points at plus 150. I think this might even be as high as plus 165. But we'll see where that kind of settles. But I love it at plus 150 either way.
Beautiful. And I'll be rolling Fred VanVleet over 28.5 points plus assists, minus 110. And Kevin Porter Jr. over 11.5 rebounds and assists. Stu, what do you got for him? I got mine saved. Hopefully you didn't. I'm curious if you're going to beat my odds here on this one.
Not going super aggressive today. I have a more in tune one. Jalen Green absolutely fucked us last game, by the way. 3 for 5 from 3 in like the first quarter, and we can't make another 3 for the rest of the game. What are we doing? He takes
because you're talking shit about him and the Shanghai Sharks, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's
why he didn't make it. Oh. That's why he didn't make a 3, because he knew he'd make you money.
I hate that guy. Shit. I didn't say any of this publicly. Actually, I was very against him rookie of the year last year. I was in multiple Twitter arguments with guys with Rockets profile pictures, so that's fair. It could have gotten his way over to him. I concede that right here. I'm going to an actually good basketball player today. Give me Bradley Beal to score 30 points. I parlayed that with KCP to get 1 steal, and that's plus 400. The reason I did that is because on FanDuel, you have to play it solo. It's only plus 270 for 30 points. When you go over to DraftKings, it's plus 330, but it's only in the same game parlay right now. Maybe they took it out of the same game parlay. It normally takes them later in the day. So if you just want to do that, that's fine. I added KCP steal. He had 2 against us earlier in the year. Got the revenge factor going, but even beyond any revenge factor, anything like that, he's one of the most consistent steal guys in the NBA, going against a Wizards team that loves to turn the ball over. So I like the KCP steal, but Bradley Beal, 30 points without Kyle Kuzma, is one of my favorite looks. He's been putting up a lot of quiet 30-point games. The Wizards are still losing. They're not playing pretty well, but he has scored over this in 6 of his last 8 games without Kuzma, which is very shocking as someone that actually watches these games. Even I'm not realizing he's getting to that 30-point mark so often, but no Kuzma. The usage is going to be up. I loved fading him yesterday. I saw a lot of people on him. Brutal matchup with those Magic guards, especially Gary Harris out there. He was just going to face kind of tight coverage all night long. I don't want any business with Beal getting tight coverage. Now we get him in a better matchup. The Nuggets aren't playing too much defense. When Jokic has got to get his triple-double, so he's not spending too much time out down there in the paint. That's what some Twitter people would say, not saying I believe that. But I think this is a good high-paced spot, and I do think Beal is going to be relied on. So at plus 400, I do think these are very good odds for Beal to have a good game.
All right. Mine's the longest. I like to see it. And I'm going to your favorite boy, Kevin Porter Jr. plus 550. Give me that double-double, baby. I looked at the last couple games here that we've played fast-paced teams, right? We've seen him play the Spurs. He got a double-double. He's got a double-double twice this month. He's had at least 8 of one of the peripheral stats, rebounds or assists, in 5 of the games this month. The rebound assist number's at 12 here. That's what he's combined at over his last 10 games. Before that, it was way lower. We weren't even sniffing it. But great rebounding guard. We talked about this. This is the exact – dude, this reminds me of our D'Angelo Russell play when I took D'Angelo Russell double-double and I was talking about how good he's going to do with the assists. Guess what? He's a good rebounding guard too. Kevin Porter Jr. is a great rebounding guard. 6'4", obviously able to get down in the paint there. And I mean, if D'Angelo Russell can grab us 10 rebounds for the show, I think Kevin Porter Jr. can grab me 10 rebounds for the show. So having the ability to hit both, give me plus 550 that's way too big of a line for me. And we've been double whisperers here on the show, and plus revenge narrative on Stu's talking shit. This is just all gonna be good here. I can't wait to cash this plus 550 and then roll it over to taking Kansas State money line and just absolutely smashing that. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to just triple my bankroll in one day.
Okay, well, that's a little unnecessary right there. We're taking shots for no reason. But I see Terrence, as always, pulling together the mega parlay with all the long shots right there. And I do want to say Porter Jr. is one of the rare guys, like you said, that can get you there in rebounds as well. And hey, I said he stuffs the stat sheet for a reason. And also, if you do have a Canby book, so Barstool, Bet Rivers, one of those, it's plus 600 over there. So you get 50 extra points if that's what you're looking for.
Love that.
Ooh. Do you guys think that DeJounte Murray misses this game again? Because I didn't think it was that big of an issue. And then he sat yesterday thinking that he'd sit the first leg of a back-to-back and play the second leg. But we're now seeing the spread move a little bit. I haven't heard any news on it. I don't know if you guys have.
All I know is that if he's out, Trey is going to have probably 50 floaters against Gobert and Cat. I can tell you that. I don't think it really, I don't know if it necessarily hurts Atlanta. I probably am going to bet Atlanta if that's the case.
Also, isn't Bogdanović too questionable now as well in that game, which would definitely mix things up for sure. So, I mean, I don't know if he plays.
He is out officially. Okay, wow.
Oh, we rolled out 3 minutes ago. Underdog coming in clutch.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at my phone yet. So it's.
Bogdanović probably starts then.
Well, he's questionable though too. You got to remember.
Yeah, if he doesn't play, Sadiq Bey might hit 53s. That's another look. I don't know. I just think that this team, what the Wolves can do with that combo of Cat and Gobert is going to just be gross as they're trying to figure it out. I think Trey might carve him right up.
This is actually kind of funny. I took this before this all happened, but I have Trey Young to hit 3 threes at minus 105. Because I always take threes against Minnesota because of Jesus Christ, I can't do anything against the 3-ball at all. So that's already on my card. I already got it locked in. I didn't play it here on the show, but my God, dude might shoot 10 threes because you ain't trying to go down by a Gobert and Cat, dude. I'll mess around up top. Up top.
I like Trey a lot today without DeJounte, so I'm going to tell that right now.
That's an absolutely great angle. Obviously, you'll get some CLV right there, too. The only thing I want to point you out on is you said he may take 10 threes. That's acting like that's a crazy thing. That's what he does every day with DeJounte in the lineup. Without DeJounte, he may take 20 threes in this one. I don't know. I love this part right here.
Yeah. He's not shooting great this year, but as long as
I saw him last night, dude. Just gets a straight double. His double last night was minus 350. That's absurd.
Wow.
Absurd once they ruled out DeJounte Murray. But he had 14 assists.
Yeah, they're just automatic now.
Oh my God. It's crazy. All right. We are closing up shop here, guys. Stu, what do you got for the people here before we head on out? We'll get Joe's sign off here as well.
Yeah, no, great show. A lot of great plays today. I think we're going to be doing a college basketball spaces tomorrow for you guys. We'll iron out the exact details. We were planning on doing that college basketball show today, but we had our legendary guest too. I mean, we booked a famous rapper, Sammy Adams. It was easier to book him than our guy, Joe Dellera right here. So very glad we could finally get you on the show. I hope it, exceeded everyone's expectations. And yeah, I want to thank you for hopping on the show with us, man.
Dude, it was a pleasure hopping on with you guys. It was a lot of fun. I know I've had you on my podcast, Cash That Podcast. So you guys can, if anybody wants to listen to that, it's on Apple and Spotify in my bio and stuff. But, it's always fun to kind of chalk it up and do it live and watch the comments roll in. So it's not something I normally do, but it's definitely a lot of fun. So thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, it's interesting. The vibe here is a little different than any other one we've been on. You could go. We've been on a few. I've been on a few other ones, and it's just there's nothing quite like the live comments and people talking shit at you while you're still talking, and it's like you didn't even finish your actual point, and they're like, no. And I'm like, yes. That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes our show a little bit different. We just like having all these like you can find these guys that we have guys that have been here with us for 2-3 years, and then you just find these random ones like just talking mad shit at us, or we get the bots in here. So it's like it's a vibe, but. Thank you for popping on, Joe. Like Stu said, yeah, we got Sammy on here. We got all these other guys, but we've been trying with you. You're a busy guy and a hard guy to lock up here for it. But we appreciate you popping on. If you guys want to follow him, we have his Twitter profile in the description below. Anywhere else these guys can find you outside of Twitter in the link in the description here?
Dude, it's that, and then obviously in the Action Network app. So I put all my plays in there, and it's similar things. So it's like everything's in my link tree in my Twitter bio. You can find that. You can find my podcast, the Cash That podcast, and then you can also find me on Buckets, which is also on Apple, Spotify, whatever. So I'm going to be on there tomorrow. So Thursday episodes.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Joe, for popping on. I'm excited. We got 7 spots for tonight. A couple of long shots. 91-1. We haven't had one that long in a while. We might as well win it. I think we were one Capella rebound off of our last one that was that high. Shout out Capella grabbing 13 rebounds in that one. So shout out there. But yeah, let's crush this one. Obviously, 7 plays. Drop a like if you guys are tailing. Last thing, Jay popping in here, giving us some knowledge on DK plus 185. Woo! I think that's an absolute banger of a line there.
Love that.
Have a good one, guys. Best of luck, and thank you guys for tuning in. And let's go 7-0 tonight.